obvious reasons. Are you willing to?
Good morning, folks. Welcome back to When the Dust Settles. My name is Pico Conway, and today I want to welcome you back, and we're going to discuss a little bit of politics, and it has to do with funding for Ukraine and funding for Israel. But my focus today is going to be on Ukraine. You know, America, let's first of all give America the credit it deserves. And American people, we as Americans, our taxpayers' dollars have been going to Ukraine. And we want to say a big thank you to Americans who have sacrificed so much to protect Ukraine. But that's the situation here. America and Senators and Republicans and so on highliners, individual citizens who don't understand the implications of not supporting Ukraine and are trying to say that America should not support Ukraine because America got to deal with the border. Yes, we got to deal with the border. Yes, we got to deal with other domestic issues. Yes, the points they are making about not supporting Ukraine before certain things are met, those points are genuine. They are legitimate points. But that said, we got to look at the bigger picture. I agree that America has supported Ukraine and it took hundreds of billions of dollars to fight against Russia invasion. The money, is it being used for a good purpose? I'm saying yes, it has been used for a good purpose. But at the 11th hour, for hardliners in the Senate and the House of Representatives to begin to question the president, for continuing to support Ukraine because we have to support as a protect the southern border, doesn't make any sense. Putin is not asking anybody in Ukrainian as in Russia parliament before you go and invade Ukraine. Putin has increased Russian military spending by 15%. He's not asking anybody. Dictators are getting their way. While we are arguing in the United States Senate to continue to support Ukraine. I don't think anybody wants an endless war between Russia and Ukraine. I don't think anybody does. But if America cannot honor its commitment to Ukraine, fighting against Russia, which economy is this is behind that of Italy, how can America and American politicians convince Taiwan that they can support Taiwan if China invades Taiwan? How can America convince the Philippines that America can support the Philippines if China attack the Philippines? How can America convince Japan if Russia, that's not Russia, but if China attack Japan and Saudi Korea is attacked by North Korea? So all of these things, all of this big bluff that people are talking about, Joe Biden said it last time, that if China attacks Taiwan, America would defend Taiwan. Does anybody in their right mind believe that if China attacks Taiwan, America will be also support that? China has the single largest economy in the world. So if China should attack Taiwan with the limited resources that Russia has, we cannot support Ukraine. How can we support Taiwan? How can Taiwan be convinced that we will support them? Lindsey Graham was the one advocating for support for Ukraine. McConnell, the Senate minority leader, was in Ukraine and showing that America will support them. What has changed? Somebody is saying that, maybe Russian lobbyists have infiltrated the U.S. Congress. I don't have any proof of that now. And I don't go to make that argument. But when a guy is in the middle of the water, trying to swim, the little lifeline that he has is now going away. Americans becoming so angry, and so they forget to see things from a realistic perspective. The Senate was the place we expected them to come up with sensible measures and support Ukraine. If we cannot support Ukraine, how can anybody trust America is going to support them against China with enormous amount of human resources, material resources? The population of China is almost $1.4 billion people. The population of Russia is close to 200 million. If China is attacking the Philippines, or China is attacking Taiwan, are we showing to the Philippines and Taiwan that we have the muscles to support them? Are we showing the NATO countries that when the war breaks out, are we ready to support them? I'm saying no. I'm saying no. And right now in Ukraine is fighting very hard. Ukraine is making progress. Ukraine doesn't have a navy, but Ukraine has managed to push Russian Black Sea fleet outside of the Black Sea to a larger extent with the resources that the West have provided. I agree that the West has done much. Does anybody want the war in Ukraine to go on forever? I'm saying no, nobody wants that. But can we not supporting Ukraine right now at the critical time when Ukraine is making inroads? We cannot abandon Ukraine. It doesn't make any sense. Doing that indicates to us that America has lost its standing around the world. Even if they should support Ukraine. Even if they should support Ukraine right now. Most countries, even including Ukraine, that is trying to increase its domestic production to make sure it can withstand any further Russian invasion in the future, nobody is going to trust the United States. Nobody is going to trust the United States, folks. You are listening to you're watching when the dust settled on YouTube. My name is Pico Conway, and today we are talking about Ukraine and American Congress officials in Congress hesitancy to further support Ukraine. It's a Russia lobbyists have infiltrated the Congress. That's a scratch. Nobody has any evidence for that. But for Lindsey Graham, Mick McConnell, and other people who have been the larger voices in Congress, we got to support Ukraine. Mick McConnell was on TV urging Biden to send all the weapons that Ukraine needed to support the war against Russia. Now Mick McConnell is saying that when these domestic issues are not addressed, America is capable of attacking all of these issues concomitantly, together. They are capable, they have the resources to address all these issues. President Biden has made the commitment and the suggestion, the proposals to improve border security. But the issue of immigration it should not be titled the issue with Ukraine or Israel or Taiwan, because the issue has been going on forever. Why right now at the critical time when Ukraine really needs the United States and its Western allies to provide support it needs to fight against Russian invasion, we are not hesitating to support Ukraine. Nancy Pelosi was in Taiwan. Assuring Taiwan. If we can't support Ukraine against poor Russia, how can we support Taiwan, the Philippines, and other people against China that has good amount of resources, the second largest economy in the world, with the population of close to 1.4 billion people. How can anybody trust us? We're not saying that the war should go on forever. But we cannot give Putin the green light to overrun Ukraine. I know European nations have to step up. Germany has to step up, and it is stepping up. France that always argue that Europe should take care of its own security needs. France, Macron argued that Europe should take care of its own security needs. If America is slacking, France, Germany, Great Britain, those nations in Europe have to step up and fill the gap. That's America's leadership is needed. America has done well to support Ukraine. But we cannot at the 11th hour hesitate on supporting Ukraine. Lindsey Graham cannot be so inconsistent the way he is. One minute he's saying this, the other minute he's saying this. The Democrats got to be forceful too. We cannot give Putin the green light. Even with our American support, Ukraine is going to continue to fight. That's why America got to support Ukraine, not just to with ammunition, but for Ukraine to be able to support itself domestically, build its own local, domestic or weapon industry, so that they can be able to defend themselves. That's why I said in my previous video that Ukraine doesn't need to. Ukraine doesn't need to, because right now I'm not sure if NATO country is attacked. I'm not sure that NATO countries will go to that country's defense. I'm not sure, because America will have to argue the whole year about, why we got to go fight war that is 5,000 miles away in Europe, while the Europeans, they don't understand that even American politicians like Ramaswamy in the Republican debate, who was saying, we don't understand how the alliances, the agreements and other stuff we made with other countries, we got to stand by them. These people argue, and other Americans support their argument, because hardliners, people who are isolationists, who don't believe that the war is connected to America's leadership, America benefit from stability around the world, will say, oh, we can't support these people because they are in Europe. Why should we use our resources? So, folks, we have to call our lawmakers to support Ukraine, because not doing so send a very bad signal to American allies around the world, that America is not ready. America is not capable. And right now, I'm doubting America's ability to defend. I hope that China and Taiwan will not go down the path like Russia and Ukraine. Because if that happens, Taiwan will be left on its own. Americans will not be able to support Taiwan militarily and financially. Maybe there's a scratch, but that's why I believe, folks. You are watching When the Dust Settles on YouTube. My name is Pico Conway, and today is December 8th. We're discussing politics. I think America should support Ukraine. People in the Senate who are trying to block this cannot. If we want a war to end in Ukraine, yes, we want a war to end in Ukraine, but the war should not end in Ukraine based on Russia's formula. The formula for ending the war in Ukraine should be that Russia will withdraw its troops from the whole of Ukraine. And by doing, but the only way we can do that is to make sure we put enormous amount of pressure on Russia, which of course Ukraine is already doing. But we can slack back right now. The fighting at Divka is ongoing. The fighting around Bakhmut is ongoing. The fighting is going on in the Black Sea. So we can't leave Ukraine hanging right now. We got to support Ukraine to fight against Russia while we try to find a formula. And Europe had to step up. Stepping up by telling Russia, pressurizing Russia to withdraw its troops from Ukraine. Force Lindsey Graham Lindsey Graham and the other folks in the Senate who trying to kick against this were the same people who were the loudest voices calling on Biden's administration to supply Ukraine with the weapons it needed to fight against you. Why now are they holding back for supply aid when Joe Biden is telling them all of the ramifications of not supporting Ukraine? My name is Speaker Conway. Folks, let me use this time to thank those of you who watched our previous videos and those of you who subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel. Without you, we can't do this. We can't do this. So please subscribe to our channel, watch our video. We try, click that, smash that like button, and I will talk to you. We'll talk about sports next. The Eagles and the Cowboys will be playing on Sunday. And as Eagles fan, I hope that Eagles win. But it is going to be a very, very difficult game because we'll be playing in Dallas. And I hope the Eagles can win that game. But I will discuss that game next. Thank you very much, folks. Let us call our lawmakers, tell lawmakers to approve funds, the funding for Ukraine. Tell the lawmakers that the war is not over yet. We can't get Putin the go ahead to walk through Ukraine. But I make this a point that even without Western support, Ukraine will still fight. We know that war is bad. We don't want any one soul to die in Ukraine. And the way to stop the war is for Russia to withdraw its troops. But until that happens, we got to keep the pressure up on Russia to ensure that Russia doesn't continue its bellicose activities, its atrocity in Ukraine. Folks, you are watching when the dust settles on YouTube. My name is Speaker Conway. Have a nice day and stay safe.